In this video, I'm going to teach you 4 ways to use your flat iron to get 4 completely different results. To curl your hair with a flat iron, there's a few different techniques that you need to know to get the result that you're looking for. In an early video that I did, we talked about horizontal, vertical, and diagonal lines. This is also going to apply to the way that we hold our flat iron and the way that we direct it out of the hair. These lines are going to determine what kind of curl or wave that we get at the end. The first technique that I'm going to show you, I want to create a wave. This is probably the most popular technique that's used and the one that most people want to know, so we're going to start with that one. So we're going to just take the section of hair, we're going to put the iron in at a diagonal line. Make sure that when you put the iron in, that you don't just put it in and stop. You always want to keep the flat iron moving. If you put the flat iron in and stop, I'm going to show you what happens. Because it's a mannequin, she'll forgive me. If I put the iron in, stop, and then I start to drag it, I've created a line that she does not want in her hair. So now we're going to go in the right way. We're going to go in at a diagonal. My thumb is on the top and my other fingers are underneath. When I put this in, I'm going to slide it as soon as I get it into the hair. Then I'm going to gently bring it back. So I only twisted it about a half turn. So let's do that again. Make sure you comb your section really well before you start so there's no tangles. So I'm going to take my iron on a diagonal. I'm going to just give it about a half of a turn and I'm going to pull it down on the diagonal. So this is going to give me a really nice soft curl, which once we brush this out, it's going to create a really nice wave. Now I'm going to show you how you're going to get more of a curl. If you're looking to get more of a real strong curl, you're going to want to go in on a horizontal. I'm going to do these sections side by side so that you can really get an idea of what that's going to look like. I'm going to come in on a horizontal line. I'm going to put my iron in. I'm going to pull it. I'm going to turn it 1 full turn. And then I'm going to slide it out of the hair. So you can see the difference. So if you're doing flat iron curls and they're turning out like this and you want them to turn out like this, you need to change the angle of your flat iron. So this is a diagonal and this is a horizontal. If the hair is really, really long, you may want to even turn it again as you go down the hair shaft. So let's just do that one more time to make sure we have it. So we're going to take our section, we're going to put the iron in on a horizontal. I'm going to move it right away. And I'm going to give it 1 full rotation and then slowly release it. And you're going to get a very nice springy curl. So depending on the look that you're going for is going to depend on the angle that you're holding your iron. Now I'm going to show you a way to get more of a mermaidy kind of a wave, which is actually what I put in my hair today. So this is a question that I get asked a lot, is how do I do my hair? So this is how I do my hair. With this technique, I'm actually not going to be wrapping the hair around the iron. I'm actually going to be using the iron back and forth down the hair shaft to create the movement. So I have my section. I'm going to put my iron in and I'm going to turn it up and then I'm going to turn it down and then I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to turn it down. And that creates this really pretty wave. So let's do that again. Make sure that your sections aren't too wide. It can slide out of the plates and then you have to redo your section again. So we're going to go up and then down and then up, down, up. And you're getting these really nice springy waves. So once I complete a full head of this and I just rake my fingers through it and it releases into these really pretty mermaidy kind of waves. So we have 1 technique, 2 techniques, 3 techniques, and the 4th is going just to be a classic flat iron. However, with a classic flat iron, there are so many times that we can make mistakes. And I'm going to go through just some of those mistakes that we can often make. So the first thing, usually, if you're not getting your hair flat enough, it's probably because your sections are too big. So if I take a really large section and I try to flat iron it, 2 things are going to happen. 1, my iron is not going to get all the way to the root. So I'm going to the bottom of this section but I'm not getting all the way to the top of this section. So this section's way too big to be able to flat iron. The other thing that's going to happen is there's only so much heat that can penetrate the hair. If the section is too big, the heat is not going to be able to penetrate and you're not going to get those nice smooth sections that you want. So you want to make sure that your sections are relatively small. You're looking between 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. Any bigger than that, you're just not going to get the look that you want. I'm going to take my section pretty small. Whenever I do the top, so this is another thing that can happen, is when I do the top, if I hold the hair down more, I'm kind of at a 45. If I hold the hair here, again, the same thing is going to happen where, as you can see, I'm not going to hit the root of the hair. So I'm going to be able to flat iron it, but I'm not going to be able to get the root. What I like to do, if I'm having a hard time getting that root area, is I actually hold the hair up. And I do a couple of taps right at the root. Then I can flip it down and then I can finish off my section. So by doing that, I get really even root right to the ends. It's going to be straight. This is going to be especially important whenever you're doing a silk press. You don't want to have curly or little waves at the root. You want to make sure you get those really good. So pulling it up and then pulling it out is a really good way to achieve this. If you need a refresher on lines and angles that will really help you to perform these techniques and many others that I'm going to show you, check out this video right here. In the meantime, have a great hair day.